Alrighty, so here with episode 2, some more stupid thoughts from Stark and Smoke.
Yep, we're back. We're a little bit delayed on this upload, but shit happens. We'll get better on our schedule.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, we are kicking it off. Episode 2, Arc Raiders. Gonna talk about the first, what is this, the first weekend?
This is the first weekend, yeah.
All right, yep. Talk about that. We just watched episodes 3 through 5 of My Status as an Assassin. Obviously outweighs the hero.
Yeah,
That is a fucking terrible name to say, but
it's just very long, but that's
it's
how they're getting.
obnoxious. And then we're gonna discuss this very, what's the best word for this? I would say peculiar 60 minutes interview with Trump.
Yeah, he kind of goes back to his own circles a lot. Yeah, I just hate the verbiage he used because it's just like lies of omission when you use best and worst a lot, I don't know.
Right. So that's gonna be interesting, but we'll get there when we get there. So to kick this thing off, Stark, my friend, Arc Raiders, you kind of pulled me into this. What do you think of this game so far? Being the looter shooter extraction expert that you are.
Honestly, I think it is one of the better ones that has come out recently because like a lot of the other ones that had came out and tried to like copy Tarkov or make it more Fortnite-y,
Right.
it made it like shields was a big problem in a lot of those. And in some of those games you wear like a purple shield and then there's absolutely no chance that somebody can compete with you if they've got, a green shield or something. But I think they've done a great job in Arc Raiders in not making it so that just having the higher level shield like guarantees victory. It's just a smaller little buff. I mean,
Right.
it's obviously better, but it's not so better that a guy with a bad
So they're
gun
kind
can't
of
kill you.
doing looter extraction in the same way that Vampire Blood Hunt did
With
Battle
their
Royale.
weapons. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that's cool. That's cool. I'm novice. To be honest, I played one day of this weekend. I guess even more like one
One night,
evening.
yeah.
So I'm very novice, but I had fun. This it reminded me of the same vibes that we get playing like what is it? Lethal Company and Repo and things like that.
Like it's a chill game with your buddies and then it can get hectic.
It gets hectic. Yeah, exactly. I think we had the best luck for a first night for me, especially given that we extracted every round except one.
The very last one. That was a
Right.
let's hang it up now after
Right.
getting
That's
shot
a
by some people.
this is rather bad time. But yeah, no, it was I don't know. I don't like looter extraction games. I think that the one thing that I have the biggest issue with is, honestly, I would say just the monotony of trying to find random crap. It's like, oh, go search in this computer. Oh, go search in this locker. Oh, go search in this chest. It's like, okay, but if I'm not looking for guns, if I'm not looking for upgrade, like certain things that are actually like
On
visual
your
to
quest
me,
and
knowing that
stuff.
I'm upgrading stuff, I feel like I'm wasting my time. And I don't know. That feels like with Arc Raiders, the I think it's the AI that makes it more fun instead of it just being like oh, there's PMCs or freaking
Scavs.
scavs, and I hate that. I honestly, that's one of the reasons why I don't like Tarkov. It's like, oh, is this a scav? Boom. Oh, now scavs are gonna kill me because I was a scav and I killed a scav. And then if you're
Yeah,
PMC, it's like, oh, now everyone's trying to kill me.
exactly.
So
Makes it harder to be a scav on that when you
right, I'd
couldn't shoot
rather just
scavs anymore.
know I'm fighting. It's a fight to survive.
Yeah.
Um, the one issue that I have with it is the progression system doesn't make any freaking sense to me. I feel like they overcomplicated it with the skill tree and having the quest lines and having all this extra stuff because it's like,
It's a lot at first, but I mean, you only played a little bit.
It's a
so
lot at
you'll
first, but
feel
it's
it.
my I don't have an issue with it. My main thing is like, is there gonna be wipes? What's gonna look like with the skill tree when there's wipes, things like that. What are we being matched up with people who are already leveled out on their skill tree, and we're all the way at the bottom, first raid? You know what I mean? So it's like there's questions to be asked in this realm of like, is it a decently fair game?
Yeah.
How's the matchmaking set up? Because you're what, level 40 something already, and I was like level
I'm
4.
just about to be like level 40 because I played way too much. But I've
You
even,
Battlefield 6 that, dude. You did the same thing.
yes, I did, and
I wonder how many hours you have in that one.
probably over 100 now.
Yeah.
Freaking, especially when Red Set came out. But getting back to like Arc Raiders, I like the skill system, but I think it needs you to put too many points into the skills. I think to
Yeah.
move up is a problem. Like,
Yeah, out of 5, I think, right?
yeah, but to get any of the like 6 end game skills, you have to put 35 points into a tree before you can do that. So I'm at the point where I put a bunch of points into mobility, which I think anybody who picks up the game should do. You should obviously put at least 16 points into mobility before moving.
Yeah.
But now I'm just trying to get one of the last ones in survival so that I can loot better. But like they once again the best things about it are like the AI. The AI are so difficult that
I feel like the AI is what reminds me of Lethal Company.
yeah. But they're very hard to kill, so it gets to the point where people are actually working together unprompted. Like you find a lot of people in game who will work with you.
Oh yeah, you guys were saying
Which
it's like it's either just friendly lobby or it's
Murder
war.
lobbies. It also just depends on where you're at in the map and
Yeah.
whether or not, if you're a solo and there's another solo, there's, a 50% chance that somebody just decides to try and kill you, but also other people will be like, hey buddy, don't shoot, while they already got you like in their sights,
Right.
and then they'll team up with you.
Right.
We got my last match before I got here, came over here today. A bunch of randoms all worked together. Like me and this one guy found another guy, so then we were 3 dudes, and then we found another 2 dudes, and then we were 5, and then another 2 joined up, and we were just a pack.
Yeah.
And we were running around punking all the other solo players. We were like, hey, man, you either join up or you get dropped. And it was just chasing people around and having a bunch of fun time.
Yeah, I honestly don't want to discuss how my single round before we started recording went.
Yeah, you died.
Yeah.
I died.
I'm not built for it yet, but again, I got one evening in. I'm building my repertoire.
Also, I think it's better than a lot of these other ones because you can craft like everything. And if you get decent at looting, you can just make what you want. Like you don't have to buy stuff from the in-game vendors. In fact, I wasn't buying anything at the in-game vendors until I finished maxing out my stash, because you spend in-game money to increase your stash size, which stops at 280.
Oh, really?
So I hit that max, and now I got like $300,000 burning a hole in my pocket on that game. So
well, have
I
you
started
tried
buying
going
stuff.
to the traders and like spending money with them?
Yeah, I've started doing that now for some of the stuff that I'm like, it's a little harder to craft, so I'll buy it. Or there's 1 or 2 items that I can't actually craft. So
The one thing I wish they would, and they might do it down the line, is take the Rainbow Six approach and just do like, it's 1 million currency to unlock something that's in the store that costs actual money, something that you have to grind out like serious hours
yeah,
to actually earn. I think that's something they're kind of missing out on. I miss the days of being able to earn cosmetics in the ways of just like, I earned hella currency, but I can't spend it on anything other than guns, and I have every gun because I can craft them as well. So what
Yeah.
do I spend this on?
Well, right now they do have a free battle pass, and you do get a little bit of their real money currency, but it's not enough to really get one of those skins unless they are going to keep on giving out the free battle passes so that you can keep getting free currency through it, because you can get like 700 points or something like that by just doing the battle pass, and that can buy a helmet for your chicken. Scrappy.
Yeah, I don't think I think the chicken's okay.
The chicken just helps a lot of people not have to be super.
Super grindy.
Yeah, you don't have to like. It's a much more casual, but still fun extraction shooter.
And it's the same price that Tarkov was at its base level. So you're basically getting, you know, an experience very similar, but at the same time unique because it's kind of got like a steampunk apocalyptic kind of vibe, like a Fallout kind of vibe.
Yeah,
And that's cool visually instead of it just being like a war game or some shit like that. Feel like we've gotten all of that over and over and over again.
yeah, and it's a bit repetitive with some of that stuff, but like I said, I've been just having a ball. Like the the maps are good, the enemies are good, and they're talking about already coming out with a new map, couple new bad guys, couple new guns and usable items. So they're already trying to do a lot of extra stuff, and they said that that's going to be free. So
Nice.
there's that. And
That's cool. See, that's already a step in the right direction for the consumer.
they also have like,
They were $40 game, 30 gig download. This is the most pro consumer like new title that's come out in the past few years.
yeah, the only problem is probably party size, but I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of games that only have 3 people in them, so it's not that bad. Like Hunt's only got 3. God, drawing blanks on more, but I know there's a bunch of. Vampire the Masquerade was only 3.
Yeah.
Blood Hunt, the Blood Hunt version.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's the one thing that a lot of the live service games miss right at launch is they don't know what the proper build size for a squad is.
Yeah,
And it's like it's always staring right in front of you, bro. It's minimum 4.
because that's generally what people have already created into their own friend groups.
Ideally, you give us the option for 5. Like that's I know it sounds insane, but 5 is kind of like the norm of people's parties and discords these days.
I mean, I feel like that would only be okay if there was a separation between like the bigger squad size and the smaller squad size. Like make
Oh, yeah,
1
like
to
if
3
there was
lobbies
different types of
or
maps, kind
4
of like
and
how-
4
yeah.
and 5 lobbies. Because
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
if you're a solo
kind of
and
like
you,
Fortnite.
and you run into just
Yeah.
people who want to kill people and they're a 5-man,
Well,
you'll
that's what I
never
was
get
saying.
them.
That's what I was saying earlier before we started filming. With my issue with that game is, I don't know if I'm running in solo, running into a team of 3, or if I'm just running in solo with solos. I would love to know that.
Oh no, you're always in with
Everyone,
any sort of amount.
everyone.
So there could
Yeah.
be teams of 2, teams of 3, and solos as well.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's a. Granted, it's the type of game that it is because every round is a server. You can join in with only fucking 15 minutes left on the map. You're really just getting launched into it
Yeah.
with balls deep, and that's kind of the way that I like it. At the same time, not the way that I like it.
Mm.
It's weird,
Yeah.
but I still have my games of Skate to fall back on when I get irritated. Fucking run out and play that free to play game.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say, Arc Raiders has the most potential out of any game that is quote unquote original. It's on console, it's on PC, you can play it on PlayStation, you can play it on Xbox, you can play it on your computer. And I think that's gonna
Be a big deal.
Yeah, that's gonna kick them in the right direction because there's a lot of people who, they like playing Arc on console. They like playing
And
Hunt
you're
on
able
console.
to play with all your friends,
Right.
regardless of what
Right.
they play on. And right now,
So
the ease of getting into a party with somebody cross
cross plat.
platform
Yeah.
is seamless. I haven't had any issue where it was like, oh, unable to join so and so's party, and then been sitting here being like, oh shit, is he on PlayStation? No, everything's
Is
been
he on
working out.
PlayStation? Yeah. No, I totally feel it. Yeah. That's the one thing I like about a lot of ever since Fortnite did that cross platform, bro.
Yeah,
Everybody was like, we got to do cross platform. It's saving so many games. It's making games so much more fun,
yeah.
keeping lobbies populated and things like that. And that's the most important thing. Keep those counts up. But that's going to be a little segue into this next little category. We're talking about this.
The animes.
Yeah, this anime, I really don't like saying the title just because it's long as hell. But it is My Status as an Assassin obviously exceeds the heroes. I probably said that wrong in the beginning, but it's a long title. It's hard to remember. It's a lot. We watched episode 3 through 5. So we're going to break them down kind of one by one, give our thoughts, give our review. Let's just give our little general analysis. How are you feeling about it so far, Stark?
It's okay, but I'm finding it pretty generic, and the animation goes from like kind of good to those single shots where there's just blood coming out of the enemy and you didn't actually see any swinging or anything. So it's kind of on the lower budget for that. The storyline's all right so far. I'm enjoying it, but there's a lot out there.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing about it, I like it. I haven't watched many isekais. I can't say I'm as super well versed as Stark, but I like it. It does have a little bit of a generic vibe. It's not like super upscale animation. It doesn't have a huge budget, so you can definitely tell it suffers in certain categories. But just to kick it off, episode 3 was a good one. It introduces us to the demon cat.
Which is a good character.
Yeah, great character. The demon cat's name is Knight. It's a black cat. Obviously, folklore, black cats bring with them bad luck, and this one is a demon.
Yep. And can kind of shapeshift a good bit.
Yeah, we meet them as a dragon, right? It's the dragon that they slay, and it becomes the cat.
And then because they have to either kill the cat or one of them has to die to technically leave the boss room. So instead they find a way around it by forming a pact with the cat that makes it so that technically they couldn't kill each other because their souls are kind of like linked.
Yeah, it's like a soul bond.
So that got around the fact that they couldn't leave the room with the dungeon laws and whatnot.
Right. Yeah, that was cool because then the cat's voiced by a female, so I don't know if it's a female or I don't want to get caught in that whirlwind, but I love the fact that she's like, yeah, by my detection, the level says I'm dead. We're cleared. We're good to go. I love the video game aspect to it. They're just like so leaned into like leveling up and doing this and like magic types and things. It's so cool.
Yeah. A lot of isekais are doing the video game thing because it's easy to digest, coming in because who doesn't know video games? You don't have to worry about, 800 pages, like 80 pages of backlog and lore and whatnot explaining a magical system. It's just like, oh, you level up and you use a magic type.
Right. Yeah, that's the one thing. The one leveling up and getting the different scales and stuff, I'm still trying to figure it out in this show. I still can't catch on to where they're going with it. Right, exactly. But this episode was very, I would say, filler. This is like the most filler episode we've seen so far.
Yeah, the newest one.
Episode 3. I would say episode 3 is probably the most filler just because it's like the whole time they're trying to just break the spell and leave. It does kind of move the plot a little bit, but it's literally in the same spot, and it's the whole dang episode of them just talking about making a deal, and then they leave.
Yeah, I still wouldn't. I think you and I have completely different verbiage for what we consider like filler. Like I consider fillers be any episode that really doesn't move the plot in any meaningful sort of way, or one that
Where
is
it's kind of like
that is
a
off the
villain,
manga. You know,
where it's
that's
kind of
what.
like a villain of the week episode.
Yeah, when it has no actual participation with the rest of the story, like like in Bleach, the Bount arc.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
like 26
That makes sense.
episodes of
That makes sense. That totally makes
of
sense.
what is considered to me filler.
Right.
Sure, you can have an episode that has a lot of like stuff that isn't fighting or very animated or anything, but that doesn't automatically
I
make
guess
it
episode
filler.
4 would be more filler because they keep doing this damn subplot with that
Elf.
not the elf but the raider group, the other raider group that Akira comes from.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so the one
But
thing
even
about
that is still progressing the story, you know?
yeah, I mean, in a way, it also they aren't really talking about much in those scenes. You know, they're just like, "Here's the adventurer group," and then they go back.
Yeah.
It's a very random like cutout.
I would say like spa episodes would be what I would consider,
Yeah. Okay.
you know,
Valid.
or
That's
beach
valid.
episodes. That's what's filler to me.
Definitely. Definitely. I've seen a lot of thems. One Piece got a lot of thems.
The only non-filler spa episode of any anime I think I've seen is on Gate, where just hella people are getting shot, and it's just like multiple governments, what's it called, working against like the main characters. So even though it was a spa episode, you know,
Yeah. Yeah. What would you rate episode 3 out of 10?
give it a solid 7.
I'll give it a 7. That's a good one. It's don't get us wrong. If you're into isekais, this is probably like your cup of tea. But it's also like if you're into isekais, it's not like you've really not seen anything different.
You know, I want to say, have you seen ReZero?
Yeah,
Yeah, that shit goes hard.
I love that. Yeah.
That's heart wrenching for a lot of that.
One thing that I'm watching that I bet you probably wouldn't expect me to be watching is My Dress Up Darling.
I've seen things about that. I haven't actually watched it. So
I own so many figures from it. I own one, but I want to buy more. And it's a good anime. I'm like 2 episodes in so far. I like it. I never really have time to watch anime these days, but I'm trying to do it at work while I'm on the picker and the racks because they really don't be watching what I be doing. But the one thing that I really like about this episode was just the cat. I feel like the cat really carried
a lot of
know,
the stuff.
yeah. Episode 4, we are introduced to Amelia's
Sister and
and
father.
It starts out with a lot of drama. You know, we come in and they're instantly like, "Oh, you brought back the prisoner," and then we get a little bit of a like
instant conflict.
Right, we get a flashback scene, right? You know, where Amelia gets cast out and she gets shot in the leg by like an arrow and shit like that. And that was crazy. I was like, there's no way this elf is running away, getting shot in the leg with an arrow. And so for me, it started off like, oh crap, we're getting right out of the gate with this episode. I'm in it. Find out that the sister is a little corrupted, crazy, super cuckoo crazy. I think it was like a jealousy thing. Like that's what it boiled down to in the end, was just a pure jealousy plot.
Yeah, she didn't like the way that everybody else was liking her sister, but then you come to find out the whole reason everybody started kind of shying away from her is that she accidentally got somebody killed, and then she got those memories erased. So
Right.
because of that, she had problems, and she got her own.
Yeah, her dad comes back out of nowhere and is like, "What are these people doing in our elven land?" And then they're about to leave basically in the end, and he's like, "I want to take your daughter." He's like, "No." And then out of nowhere, the guy's like, "Okay, we'll fight on the elven land."
Yeah. But
And that didn't
it's
make
just
any
like,
sense.
It didn't make. They were like, "You're not allowed in here unless you're an elf." But then I need you to come in here and fight my daughter.
Fight my daughter. My daughter is gonna fight my battles for me on this one.
Yeah, and so that was honestly pretty dumb in my opinion.
It
But
was the most interesting part of the episode, and it was definitely flawed in more ways than one.
yeah, but that one's probably the lowest rating for me right now. I'd probably give that like a 3.
Dude,
3 or
did you
4.
remember that part towards the end where she just makes Akira scream her name like hella times?
Yeah,
Amelia, Amelia.
yeah, that was just really bad. Like this elf chick is way into the MC.
Oh, dude, she wants it. She's craving it. It's so funny, but it's like you can tell this guy's like a
He's a shut-in.
yeah,
Kept to himself.
never talked to a girl before, so he doesn't understand any of the clues and isn't catching on to anything. So it's kind of that's the little slice of life part that's pretty funny.
The bit derpy.
But yeah, that closes out episode 4. I'm gonna give that one a 5. I don't like it.
Yeah, and then the newest episode had I mean, it went up and down because they traveled to another continent, so they're moving very fast with the plot.
Obviously, this manga didn't last very long.
Yeah, they beat up some bandits who were trying to capture elves to sell, and then go to the beast continent where apparently the beast people treat all the humans like shit.
Yep.
So
They're all like slaves and
well, they're not slaves. They're just
looked down
second
upon.
class
Yeah,
citizens at that
yeah.
point.
They're the poor people.
Yeah, but then a demon attacks.
Well, remember, they were also scared of the cat.
Yeah, they were all real scared.
They
of
were
the
really
cat.
scared of the cat because apparently the cat is named the Nightmare of Adira,
Yeah,
and that's because the cat destroyed this city on accident.
well, she was commanded to do it, and then she apparently
Went
a little
buku.
too hard.
Went a
on doing
little yeah. Was like, hey, I'm doing pretty good. I think I can destroy the whole city. You know what I mean? Just,
but
you know.
But yeah, so she took it too far and pretty much blew up the entire city.
Oh yeah, it was gone. It was rubble. She became like a Cerberus.
Creature for a bit there.
Yeah,
some
it was
wings.
sick. Blowing
some
fire, ice, and some
beams
like
and
energy
stuff.
beams. Yeah, it was crazy. Probably the coolest part of the whole show so far. Definitely up there in animation.
Yeah, so that was closer to an 8, and it really moved the plot forward because these demons attack the city again, and then he, goes and fucks them all up. But then they kidnap the elf princess lady.
Yeah,
Amelia, and so now he's got to go into the labyrinth and try to save her next episode.
Yeah. It really ended abruptly. We got to see one of the demons that we see in a previous episode that was like hiding in the tree. If you kind of paid attention in previous episodes, you'll catch that we've seen this guy before.
Yeah.
But he was helping them before, right?
No, he set up the sister.
Oh, that's
essentially.
right. That's right. He's the one that kind of got that whole problem brewing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very indifferent to this one so far. We'll probably pick up another anime here shortly just because this one's growing really stale. But I do want to see what happens after this and kind of go from there. So I'll give this episode a good 7 out of 10 because even though it's not intriguing me, it's keeping me entertained enough to want to see what happens next.
Yeah. Exactly. And it's decent. Not amazing, but it's okay. Like, it'll pass some time.
Yeah. I also haven't watched like Demon Slayer and like a lot of the good things that have come out recently, and I do need to do a lot of catching up. So
we gotta watch that like Gachiya Kura or something.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's true.
We could discuss.
But yeah. That's gonna do that for my status as an assassin. Obviously exceeds the hero.
Oh my god.
God, that name is atrocious. But yeah. For lack of a better intro, let's just talk about this damn 60 Minutes interview with our lovely president, Donald J. Trump.
So it's just, yeah, I, he says a lot of stuff that, once again, it's about what the words that he uses that make me go like, dude, that can't obviously be true. And once again, he's talking about how the
He's
tariffs,
very hyperbolic.
he talks about, whenever he's talking about something, he'll bring it back to the tariffs, or he'll bring it always back to immigrants,
Because it's
like,
about the money that's coming in.
and at one point she's like, I was asking you about foreign policy, not the economy. And he was like, well, I'm talking about everything. I can talk about everything. And it's
Right.
just like,
This
you're
was
not
a,
responding to the questions that are being asked to you. You're like jangling keys.
this interview definitely conveyed the for lack of a better word, authoritarian behavior coming out of this administration, where he's just like, oh, you're asking me things that I don't want to answer, so I'm going to get angry and answer them in my way that doesn't answer your question, but gives me a glowing review and makes me gold star Mr. President.
If there's anything that you think I'm doing bad, Biden did it worse.
Yep.
And
that's
anything's bad. Everything now that you think is bad because of me is actually bad because I inherited bad things from Biden.
Right. We're 9 months in on the Trump administration, and everything is Biden's fault. I don't know if you guys remember this, but in 2021, in October, 9 months in, everybody was saying, man, Biden's economy, this is all shit. We're already in the shitter. But there wasn't a government shutdown 4 years ago. They passed the continuing resolution, and yeah, if the economy was
still going.
right, if the economy was Biden's fault 4 years ago, I think you guys have to be reflective and say, I guess it is our fault.
But it's not that he doesn't think that the bad parts of the economy are his fault. He just actually doesn't believe that the economy is bad right
Well, he
now.
doesn't understand the reason why the stock market is doing so well is because it keeps bouncing up and going down and bouncing up and going down, is because so many people are selling, so many people are buying at the dip. So it shoots demand all the way back up, but it's so inflated because it's the same people buying it. It's rich people. It's people who are already in the market. Half of the Americans don't have a retirement fund.
Yeah.
So
they
it's
don't
like,
have stocks.
right. What does
Not
it matter
pensions.
that the stock market is doing well if grocery prices are up? If the dollar is worth 5% less compared to how it was last year, why are we
Saying that's good.
why are we celebrating at this point? The wages haven't gone up 5%,
Yeah.
you know?
Plus, it's just the stock market always trends up. So
Yeah.
if he hadn't done all this dumb stuff with tariffs, it wouldn't have had that big dip. So we would be technically higher
Right.
if we didn't have that dip. You
Right.
know? So it's just
Well, and companies are actually being negatively affected. You know, I work for a company that is an American company, a very American industry, and they're
Yeah.
struggling right now.
because
and-
of the steel tariffs.
Right. And that's like
It's affecting every like
I work for an industry that overwhelmingly voted for Trump, and they're struggling the most because of it, so much to the point that they fire the president. Kind of
Yeah.
what we're seeing across the board with, with all these big tech companies, Amazon, Walmart, UPS, all these companies, they're firing high-level management because that's where the money's at right now, and they're trying to save money on the yearly income and not just trim the fat. And that's kind of a telltale sign that no one's doing great right now. I mean,
yeah.
Walmart, Amazon, they're always going to be perfect. They'll never be hurt. Even if they lose value, they're still profitable. They're still making money. So who cares?
Yeah.
Trump's economy hasn't done anything really for grocery prices going down, things like that. He keeps bringing up egg prices. They always talked about egg prices. Like, yeah, there was a fucking bird flu. We understand that there was the bird flu, but you also didn't do anything to fix it like you said you were going to do day one. So we pointed it out every day. Oh, look.
Until it got finally dealt with.
Right. But the reason why we kept pointing it out wasn't because we were saying it's your fault. We're saying You said you would fix this day one.
Yeah.
Where
And
is your plan? What are you doing? And he hasn't done anything. He
He's
just
done-
waited for it to turn around from the bird flu because he knew he didn't have to do anything.
he's done so many executive orders. The things that, once again, whenever Barack Obama was doing it, he was like, "Oh my God, he just keeps doing executive orders because he can't actually lead." And then he goes around and signs like the most executive orders
Right.
in such a short period of
Most
time.
of which can't even be done because it has to go through Congress and then
He-
federal judges are shooting it down. It's like he is getting shot down on most of the things that he's trying to do, and then he'll do it anyway, and nothing happens.
That's why the right wing media is saying like, "Oh, they're persecuting him because he's had the most injunctions." Well,
Right.
he's having the most injunctions because he's just slapping a signature on things that aren't supposed to work that way.
That shouldn't be
there
happening
are
at all.
co-equal branches of government, and you can't just slap something on a piece of paper and just be like, "Well, I think the
This is
Supreme
law
Court should
now."
have 6 people instead of whatever
Right.
now."
Right. And now he's floating the filibuster because he's floating getting rid of the filibuster because of the government shutdown. And
That's been like the most peaceful way that like politicians have been able to actually get things done. And it's just crazy to me that one of the only ways to sometimes get bipartisan help is to force people to stay at work for like 10-12 hours. And it's like, people work labor jobs and they
Yep.
work 10-12 hours a day, swinging hammers. They work 10-12 hours a day moving boxes. And the only way you can get these people in Congress to finally work together like they're supposed to, they're kind of supposed to do the whole time, is to waste their
negotiate.
time until they get bored enough to go, "Oh, okay, I guess
Yep.
we'll think about passing this." And it's like, that's so dumb that our government ends up working like that. But it's like, it's the last resort right now, and getting rid of that it's a form of protest that can actually be held within the government. And protesting is one of the most American things you can do.
Right.
You know?
And the way that he talks about tariffs in the 60-minute interview, it still conveys a notion that he thinks that they're paid by other countries, whether he thinks it or whether he's just,
Carrying on
convincing his base that the tariffs are paid by the other country. It's foolish. He gets pressed on it like 3 to 4 times. American people have been paying more. He's like, no, they haven't. It's
Tariffs cause inflation. It's literally like in the name of what happens, basically.
It's just
If
there's
you
no
increase the price of things, the prices increase.
right. Like if you, especially in a world of capitalism that's already unchecked, do you really think that these CEOs are going to be like, "Oh, I'm getting tariffed. I guess I just have to eat that"?
No, because they gotta be beholden to a lot of shareholders, and they gotta always bring the profit.
And he's
so it just doesn't
utilizing-
work.
He's utilizing tariffs to say that that's how he's getting his deals, when the only way he would be getting these deals is if the countries were being forced to pay these tariffs, because that would be the only leveraging they have, because the companies are still buying from these other countries. We're not shoring up
It's-
manufacturing on our end.
It still does cut down on their trade, though, when they do get tariffs. So it's not like they're.
It's not bad. It's not
It's not as bad as it seems,
As
because
it's
there's
being
other
conveyed.
markets. That's been
Right.
what's been going on. Like China went to Australia for their beef, and Argentina for their soybeans.
Right.
And we just gave Argentina
$40
$40
billion.
billion. That could have been a lot better used, giving it straight up to all of our hurting farmers. Who,
Right.
There's been a 50% increase.
And what happened
in
to all those
bankruptcies.
Doge checks that were supposed to go out to the American people?
Yep, I bet a lot of people forgot about that.
Right. Like we've been told and promised so many things regarding this money, and it's just like none of it's consistent. None of it's accurate. He says we've gotten like $100 trillion one day, and then he gets
He
fact
goes,
checked.
I got 17 trillion, and then he's like, well, I actually got like 6 trillion.
Then it's like it's like 300 billion.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, come on. Like, why do you have to inflate everything? I get it. Your ego must be the same size as your penis in reality, but
Hmm.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Technically, he would have a very large ego. So that's
Yeah, I guess
that's
that's the
not
wrong
the
analogy.
analogy you want to be making
Yeah,
in
I
that
mean,
case.
I don't know. This guy's weird. This guy's still talking about Biden. He's still talking about the 2020 election on this 60-minute interview, still talking about how it got stolen when he's got proven wrong in court how many times.
Over
And now
60
he's
times.
trying to get that thrown out and say that it was stolen so he can change so many things in election laws. And then he starts talking about how after 30 some odd years, we're finally going to go back to testing nukes.
Which doesn't really seem to be necessary. And it was funny because the interviewer was talking and telling him that, well, pretty much the only other
Country.
country that is actively setting off nuclear weapons to test them is North Korea, and he keeps interjecting and going,
No, they're not.
he keeps saying Russia and China keep doing it, and it's just
Gee-
they just don't tell us. And I'm like, do you think that our information apparatus, all of our intelligence agencies all around the world
The satellites
are
we have.
so bad at their job that they wouldn't see when nukes go off? And then he goes on to say like, oh, they put them all the way deep underground and they blow them up there. And it's like, how is it a test to blow up a nuke in a cave? You're
Right.
not going to nuke a cave
Right.
ever.
And how did you observe that?
Like he's like, that's how they're hiding it, is they're doing it underground. And it's just it's just absurd, you know? It's absurd.
It's like this is comparable to his injecting bleach and using flashlights under the skin for COVID. It's like, how do people believe this shit? They're
He's
eating
just-
the cats and dogs. Like, how do people believe this shit?
He just
And he's
says it
doing this on a
confidently.
60-minute interview, talking to like the world basically, because everyone's gonna watch this shit. Everybody does at this point. We're all so emphatically interested in politics now.
And then multiple times being pressed on something, he's like, well, if China invades Taiwan, what are you going to do about it? He's like, they know what I'm going to do. And it's like, well,
Why
can
not
you-
just say it?
Can you, if they know, can you just tell the rest of us? He's like, I need to keep it a secret, but they know. How's it a secret
Right.
if they know?
Right.
But I mean, I would say in terms of foreign affairs, it is good to not just say, "Oh, I'm gonna
Do this on
fight
yeah,
you."
yeah.
I
would go to war with China, yeah.
So I'd say that might be one of the good points of that he's only made, but it's still just like,
He could at least say something like there would be an aggressive response or
You know.
something along those lines.
that would, bring them back to the table, or
Right.
something.
And
But-
so this guy, like, we couldn't even finish the whole thing. We got through a good
we got
portion
through
of it.
about 40 minutes out of the
60.
yeah.
And honestly, I just can't listen to this fucking guy lie anymore.
He just goes in the circles a lot. And once again, he brought up immigrants on totally different. The reason we have bad economy, immigrants. The reason we got a bad healthcare, immigrants. The reason we got bad trade deals, immigrants. The way, it's just
It's
like,
just how have they like convinced people that the most marginalized group in this country are somehow
so
causing the
greatly
financial
destroying
problems
it.
of this country? It's like, no, Walmart just makes or like their profits always go up. They could pay their employees in the same way that their profits go up, but they choose not to.
And also, Walmart employees are some of the most like on assistance people. So it's
Right.
just like the problem I see is that people don't see the person offering a job that requires assistance
As the
as
problem.
a problem.
Yep.
They see the person on assistance
Yeah.
as the problem.
You're a leech. You're lazy. You're not trying to work harder. It's like, no, dog. I got 3 jobs and I still don't make enough money to pay my rent because rent's $4,000 a month because I have 3 kids and I'm single.
yeah. And
Like,
it's just,
it doesn't make sense how people are supposed to live in this economy. And then they'll be like, oh, well, you shouldn't be having kids if you're a single mother. It's like, okay, well, what if that single mother's husband died? what the fuck are you gonna say then?
There's
Like, you don't
always-
understand anybody's circumstances, and everybody's just so pre-judgmental and all like, well, you're on assistance, so obviously you're lazy.
Yeah. Or I mean, there's people who are disabled, you know? And
Exactly.
it's just like I said, it's crazy because we are paying the wages of billionaires' employees
We've got all this tariff
through our
money.
taxes.
Why can't we just expand the healthcare subsidies? If we got all this tariff money, why can't we have universal healthcare? If we got all this tariff money, why aren't grocery prices cheaper?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
The tariffs are a tax on the people.
I can't understand how people like. I don't want to fault his followers because they're just being led blindly. It's like on a football team, or it's like sports. Your team loses all the time, and they finally start winning. Even if they're cheating, you don't care. You're just happy that they're winning.
And I just don't like how right now American politics are becoming way too much like sports because
You can bet
you
on
don't
them.
care what your team does.
No,
If there are double standards, if you can go, well, it's really good that guy A is doing it, but it would be really bad if guy B was doing it, then you don't have any actual standards. If you have double standards, you have no standard.
well, people will say it's a fault of the Democratic Party that they're like have so much infighting. I'm like, no, that is proof that democracy works because when even our own people are wrong, we are willing to stand up and say you were wrong, either respond to it or we're gonna primary your ass.
Yeah.
But honestly, after that 60 minutes interview, that's the last I want to talk about that shit. I feel like we've kind of addressed everything
Yeah.
in this Trump world that can really be addressed at this moment. He's
Yeah.
doing shit. Shit's happening.
He's always doing shit, but I mean, the president is supposed to do shit, but you're not supposed to do shitty
Right.
shit.
And I will say shit's going bad. Shit's been going bad since Biden was president, I guess, but shit's not getting better. So
Yeah.
it's just as much his fault as it was Biden's. So fuck anybody who can't acknowledge that themselves, because that's
Yeah.
just cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
But yeah, episode 2, man. Arc Raiders. What a good game.
Good game. I'm
So
going to go
glad.
back and play it later.
So glad we're in it. Yeah, we'll probably be online playing it in a few. I'm not saying this stupid anime's name, but we're probably gonna kick this show to the curb after this next episode. So
Swap over to another one and start talking about it.
exactly. Also, give us recommendations in the comments. We'll watch anything that we've watched before as well. If you guys want to hear our review, you know, we can always give a nuanced
content's
opinion.
Content.
Exactly. And yeah, Trump 60 Minutes. This has been an interesting one. And I'm sure by next week there will be something new and weird that has happened in the political world. Hey, maybe next week Zoran Mamdani will be the New York mayor and we can talk about that.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see what happens.
Hell yeah. On that note, man, we'll see you
Signing
next
off.
time.
See you later.
Take it easy, y'all.